What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Front Yard Fantasy Podcast live stream. Toad and Toadette Taco Tuesday extravaganza. That one doesn't start with T.
Wait. Who's Toad and who's Toadette? I'm Toadette. I know. Okay, let's just move on.
I mean, I'm usually the pink guy here, but you just got the Toadette vibe. You give it off.
I do. I can't argue with that.
Okay, oh, all the time. So, wait, did you just make the noise, or did you just do the face like the noise? Because I didn't hear anything.
I made the noise. I went, oh.
Oh, I didn't hear it. All I saw was your mouth go like you made that noise, but there was no noise that came out. It's like, that's a cop out. Just pretending like you made the noise. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Simon Grunewald, and I'm here with John Luke. As always, Josh, unfortunately, is very busy today. Jill, do you remember what he was doing?
Yeah, I think he is at a international amnesty conference in Sweden, trying to broker peace between two countries in the Middle East. I won't name them.
Wow, that Josh, such a humanitarian.
He is.
He got to Sweden so quickly, too. That was incredible. I swear I was just talking to him an hour ago.
Yeah. No, he got the Wi-Fi on the flight, so he just, Skype called.
2021, what a wild time.
I know, that's crazy.
Wi-Fi on airplanes, but they won't put a damn plug on there.
Why don't they have plugs? It drives me nuts.
It was insane. Whenever I was flying to China, I was like, 15-hour flight. They'll definitely have some way for me to charge something. Nothing.
I love flights. I find flights to be like the most like I can get so much done on a flight. No one can bother me. I can just put my headphones on and work.
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's the only time where it's appropriate for no one to be able to reach you on your phone.
And I love it. Yeah, but the issue is that I always have to like ration the battery because I know I can get like as much work done as my laptop will survive. I know some. Yeah. What up, Jay? Welcome in. He said JetBlue has plugs and chargers. I know some do, but not the ones I fly on ever for some reason.
Yeah, the Delta flights that I've been on recently did not have, or United, nothing for me to charge anything. Jay, depends what you mean by pants. Have I been wearing underwear? Yeah, those have made their way back on, but not much past that since the Browns win. They just fly right off every time I try to put them on. I've gone through 6 pairs of jeans since Sunday.
Wow, that must be an expensive team loyalty you have.
Oh, if they beat the Chiefs, I think my pants are just going to spontaneously combust. Every pair I own. I'll be pantsless for the foreseeable future.
Anyone who knows you is used to it.
Anyone who's been in a house with me for more than 10 minutes knows the rules. So today, guys, we are going to be playing our favorite game. Maybe our favorite game. One of our games, Fantasy Guess Who. But before we do that, JL put together some pretty interesting data looking at the return on value from players based on their ADP. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about it, JL? Then we can dive into that.
For that, the no pants story or the no pants conversation reminded me of the story between you and I can't remember the details of it, but I just remember it ended in us both cracking up. You remember when you came to my house last year and it was in the morning and I think I was like putting my pants on or something to go take Rosie for a walk. And you walked in and I was like mid leg and pants. And then we both just stared at each other for a second and then busted out.
I was 1 second too late. We were just laughing.
We both just stared at each other and then we're like, oh, I started laughing.
Whenever you said no pants and then you were going to tell a story, I didn't have any particular story in mind, but I got really nervous. Just because you knew me through all my college years, so I was like, "Oh God, what is about to come out from this one?" Yeah, that one was fine. We were good there. I'm sure some worse ones will come out. But yeah, do you want to tell us a little bit about the data you threw together?
Yeah,
how you did it?
Yeah, I mean it's super simple. I wanted to see which I knew that Simon won a couple of leagues we were in. I knew that Kareem Hunt had something to do with it, because he had him in both of those leagues.
Pretty much every league.
Yeah, and I kept thinking like, man, he got some good value in the draft. So I wanted to see which players were outperforming their ADP and underperforming their ADP, see if we can get any insight from that. And so super simple. We just tracked the ADP and then, where they were drafted positionally wise. So like running back 1, running back 2, blah, blah, blah. And then where they finished. And so yeah, we were able to pull this. We just used the top 32 at each position and looked at running back and wide receiver. And a lot of it is kind of what we were expecting, right? Like we all sort of knew that Mike Davis was providing value, right? No one could have foreseen Christian McCaffrey going out, but there were others that didn't feel as much of a help throughout the season, but ended up being that's not going to work, Simon. I know how to do it.
Okay.
But I won't. I'll explain to you later.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, so like for instance, Marvin Jones is one of those. Like I had Marvin Jones in a bunch of leagues because it felt like he was going to be a great value in the draft, and he was a great value when looking at season finish. It didn't feel that way personally having him on my team, so it was interesting to see that.
Yeah, so I see the color breakdown here. So 0 basically means they finished exactly where you drafted them, right?
Right.
So if it says 0, then that player returned exactly the value that you thought they would. So for some of these like higher drafted players, like whenever you mentioned Kareem Hunt, you may look at it and go, "Oh, it's only 15," but his ADP was 51.5 as opposed to a guy like J.D. McKissic whose ADP was 239.
Right.
So there's less room for value. Like Alvin Kamara was still a value at his ADP, even though there was only a 3-spot difference in where he was drafted and where he finished.
Right. Yeah. And he at least provided the value on where you drafted him, and a little better on top of that. But really, the teams that are going to be winning are the ones that are going to be getting good values in the draft and after, right? Like some of these guys you're not going to probably draft.
Yeah. These first couple round guys, like what I'm getting from this is like your first couple round guys, you need to be around 0 or better, because they're really not going to get too high. Like 0 to 10 is probably about where you're going to get from these first 2-3 rounds of players. But after that, like, so to win a championship, you need to hit on your early round guys, make sure they're returning value at a minimum. And then you need to grab a couple of these Mike Davis, Kareem Hunt type players. Were there any that stood out to you that were surprising to you? Like we all knew James Robinson, Mike Davis, J.D. McKissic.
Let's see, in the running backs.
Honestly, if you don't have one, I knew Jeff Wilson had a pretty good season, especially before he was drafted. I was shocked to see what value he provided.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, J.D. McKissic, James Robinson were obvious. Nyheim Hines was pretty surprising. I think towards the end of the season, obviously he had like that really great first game, and then nothing really happened for a while, and it picked back up later in the season. But he certainly didn't feel like he had the season that he did either. And he's someone who a lot of people probably were down on because of them drafting Jonathan Taylor, right? The uncertainty in that situation made people discount his value a lot. I still don't think his value would have been where he finished. I think he still would have been a value even if JT wasn't there, but it's still pretty interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. The other one that was not shocking to me, but I think it's important to look at was Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Being drafted towards the end of the season as the 5th running back off the board there in the Kansas City Chiefs offense. And as a rookie running back, he finished as the number 22 running back on the season, which that's great. Know what I mean? Right. You take out where he was drafted, like that's a great start to a career. But with where he was drafted, that is so disappointing. -17. I don't know if there's a worse value in the top 32. So just
considering that he played most of the games, right? 13. He missed 3, but considering Eckler is above him with only 10, I guess I consider like 13 to 16 as like a pretty good season.
Yeah, I think it's a cautionary tale. Like there is another level of uncertainty with rookies, and that can work out in your favor, but with uncertainty, the draft price should be lower.
Right. And so, there's uncertainty and the draft price is really high, like Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
You should probably stay away.
Like anti-hedging your bet, right? Like
exactly.
You're kind of stacking it against yourself. And I don't think that Clyde Edwards-Helaire can't get to that spot. But if this is redraft, there's almost expected that he was okay. He's in Kansas City. There's no way that he,
isn't a top 5 back.
Rock is going to finish as a top 5 back. Like, he's talented and great opportunity, but things don't always pan out that way. But like you said, when there's talent and the uncertainty is causing that price to drop, then there's potential opportunity, and it's still not certain, right? Because there's probability of like the outcome. But that's where you'll find, I think, those good values.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. That was just that was surprising to me seeing how bad of a value he was. But whenever you think about it, it makes sense.
Yeah, when you look at the other rookie running backs, right? Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Swift, DeAndre Swift. They end up being good values because they're probably drafted where they should have been.
Yeah, there's some ambiguity because they were rookies. It didn't have necessarily as clear of a backfield, and that uncertainty got built into their draft costs. They weren't drafting them at the absolute peak of where they could be. Swamp says, at work, I cry. I just wanted to say, Swamp, I hadn't watched the video yet yesterday of you watering yourself.
Watering
water
yourself.
Oh
plant.
My God, that was incredible.
So
I lost it. There was something so dramatic about like just ducking down and then the water. I feel like every drop of it came out at once. There was no trickle. It was just boom, solid wall of water.
And like I had like Maria's dad hose me, but like something about you pouring a bucket on yourself, like a whole bucket of water, it was fantastic.
Oh, it was beautiful. I have to up my game. Next time I lose a water bet, if it ever happens again,
it's gonna happen.
Yeah, probably like today.
We're gonna make a water bet today.
Swamp says, "Where's Josh? He's in Sweden. Should be back tomorrow. Real quick. Yeah, he's got some international peace deals to broker. He'll be back. Yeah, multiple deals.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We've spent a while looking at the running backs. Oh, but just comment on what Lucas said. Yeah, Nyheim Hines finishing at 15. This is PPR, right, JL?
Yes, PPR.
Is definitely surprising because I feel like so many people were disappointed with him. But that's why we look at this kind of stuff. Like after week 1, he did fizzle out bad, but towards the end of the season, he wasn't. He had a couple games that actually helped you, more than a couple.
Yeah,
it was just those first couple weeks after everyone dropped all their fab, picked him up, and he just freaking disappeared. I think that's leaving a bad taste in everyone's mouth, and changing the reality of what his season was. He's got a role in that offense, and I think he'll continue to have a role in that offense.
Yeah. Another one that wasn't surprising to me, but was interesting was Miles Sanders. He was drafted as the RB11, finished RB23, and that was another one where it felt like we were the community as a whole was overvaluing, or maybe expert consensus was overvaluing his opportunity there. Now I think there's other things to play there, right? He only played 12 games. The team as a whole, like the offense, did not move very much at all, right? They were not able to move forward throughout their games, and that certainly affects him. But
I'd be really curious to see where he ranked or what it looked like on a points per game basis after Jalen Hurts took over.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is it. That's like the point of this, looking at this kind of stuff, is like this should then give you like an idea to be like, that's interesting. Let me go look into that, right? Did Nyheim Hines do, was he valuable to your team, or was it mostly, blow up games here and there?
Did Miles Sanders kill you all year, or was it a bad start of the season and he was
right? Or was it the quarterback that play? All this should just serve as a jumping off point rather than like definitive, grabbing definitive insight from it.
Jay says Marco owes him a water bet. Does that get paid on this show? We can bring Marco on and pay water bets on this show.
Yeah, I like that idea. I mean, I would be open to just having a segment where Marco comes in every day and waters himself.
We open the show with Marco watering himself. He doesn't get to say anything. Then we just kick him off and keep going. See you, Marco. Perfect.
Thanks, Marco. This is the content you came here for.
We sing a little song while he's getting watered. I wanted to move over to wide receiver a little bit, see if there was anything that stuck out to you. One thing that stands out to me at first is that what was it? Wide receivers 1 through 24 I guess there's one in there. Adam Thielen returned negative value and Mike Evans returned slightly negative value. But for the most part, and Juju, there was a lot more hits in wide receivers that ended up in the top 24 than there were people that fell. Like it seems like if they fell hard.
Right.
Like they fell really hard out of the top 24 wide receivers. But a lot of these people performed about how you would expect.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. The wide receiver is, I mean, obviously this was the year of the rookie wide receiver. I mentioned this in the tweet that I shared this data on, but I don't know if that's an anomaly. It kind of feels like an anomaly, right? We don't normally have this many rookie wide receivers hit, but I think it warrants further investigation, right? Like, why were they all successful? Was it just the class, or was it situation? What was sort of the reasoning for that?
Yeah, because it does feel like an anomaly. We probably need to dig into past years as well. But like, yeah, you just look at this. We start off Justin Jefferson. Then where's the next one? Did I
T.
pass it?
Higgins.
T. Higgins, Chase Claypool.
Who else?
Brandon Ayuk had a pretty good year. CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, there was a bunch of these rookie wide receivers, like T. Higgins, 55, finished 55 positions above where he was drafted. Chase Claypool, 75. CeeDee Lamb, 15, but that's because he was drafted much higher. But still, finishing 15 spots higher than you were drafted is incredible. Justin Jefferson, 45. It was shocking this year how much value the rookies returned.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing on the wide receiver side is that a lot of the wide receiver values were like a bunch of players who it felt like they were left for dead, right? Like Corey Davis, Stephon Diggs, Curtis Samuel to some degree.
Yeah,
I think there's
Robbie Anderson, Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, people just thought that they were going to get what they got, and what they've been getting, and the uncertainty of their situation didn't seem to change that much. Like, right, Stephon Diggs going to the Bills didn't really change his ADP that much. People, I think, were just expecting what they got in Minnesota. And so, again, I think the biggest takeaway from doing this exercise for me is that, the thing that we talked about when we started discussing this was like, look for where there's talent and uncertainty, and the uncertainty is dragging that draft price down, that ADP down.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing that to my next draft. That's the way I'm going to be thinking about, doing some of these drafts now.
I mean, even guys like, we can look at this, like Calvin Ridley finishing 9 spots higher than he was drafted. That's a player unbelievably talented. And then quite a bit of uncertainty around like how it was going to be divvied up between him and Julio. Yeah. Like that's the only reason he was drafted all the way down at 15. And I say all the way down at 15. That's because he's a monster. Trying to think of other examples on here. DK Metcalf. That a very similar thing. People were unsure, like, is DK the one? Is Tyler Lockett the one? What's going to go on here? But the one thing we did know is that he was supremely talented. Finished 12 spots higher than he was drafted.
Right, Robbie Anderson. I think like we've seen talent with him before, but him going to Carolina and DJ Moore being there with Curtis Samuel and the other options there, that Christian McCaffrey, that like he wasn't going to have much work, so that certainly played into it.
Deontay Johnson. I feel like that's another
Deontay
perfect
Johnson
one.
And Chase Claypool, right? Like
yep.
They're not going to have enough mouths to feed narrative. And Juju, right?
They're not going to have enough mouths to feed. You mean they got too many?
They're going to have all this food and not enough mouths.
No mouths.
Where are they going to put all the food?
Ben made so much food and no one's there to eat it.
Big Ben, big plates.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Cole Beasley. I missed on that too, so I don't know.
There's one in here that kind of stands out to me as like an outlier, though, and I think on a points per game basis, we would see something very different on his return on value. But that's Will Fuller. 11 games and he almost returned value. Like,
yes, that's that. And even Chris Godwin too. 12 games. Obviously, that's a big drop, so it's a little bit. It's not as interesting there, but
yeah.
The fact that Will Fuller returned that much value, and the other thing is he only played those games, like, he was obviously out the latter half of the year, those last 5 games, but at least you weren't playing him, right? You could drop him because you knew he was suspended. So he still probably helped your team out.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like I see the -4 next to him, and I feel like that doesn't fully tell the story. That makes me want to dive into it a little bit more, because he did help my teams this year. Like on multiple occasions, Will Fuller was an asset to my team until he got suspended.
Right. And a lot of the stuff too, like you got to take into account injury, right? Like Chris Godwin, I don't think he's on the chart, but Kenny Galladay, who didn't finish, I don't think top 32. The injury can affect them too. And I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't take that as going forward, right? Like don't draft Chris Godwin because, or that he's going to do that again next year because, because he had an injury that even if he's playing, some of these injuries, they're playing through an injury and it affects them. So all of these deserve like an asterisk again.
Yeah. I mean, and pay attention to these guys like Chris Godwin. Look for these big minus signs. DJ Moore, Chris Godwin. Like that's one of the things I'm looking at here. I see DJ Moore minus 15, Cooper Kupp minus 11, Chris Godwin minus 25. I want to dig into that more because if there's something I'm looking at that I think caused them to not return value like that, like you're talking about the injury for Chris Godwin, a new quarterback and system for DJ Moore. Like if it's something that I think might be remedied next year or was just variance this year, those could be real draft day values.
Yeah, for sure.
That could be the uncertainty. Like you see that minus 25. Now there's uncertainty around Chris Godwin. We still believe in the talent. I was hands off on him this year just because I was scared of his draft price with the uncertainty. But if it drops next year based on what happened this year, then I'm probably going to be all in. I'm curious to see where his ADP ends up.
Is there anyone else that comes to mind quickly before we move on to the show or onto the game? This is all a warm up. Who has that uncertainty in the situation, but has the talent that you think might be a good value for next season?
Wide receiver, running back, does it matter?
No, any player.
I'm curious to see where a lot of the rookie running backs that didn't quite fully break out end up in next year's draft.
Yeah.
The J.K. Dobbins, who's like had a big game or two, but he was never given the full role. Cam Akers, DeAndre Swift. Like I think it's those three that I'm very curious to see how high they end up next year. Antonio Gibson a little bit as well. Then as far as running backs go, another rookie, slightly different situation. He broke out like crazy, but there's massive uncertainty because he was an undrafted free agent and we don't know James Robinson. Yep. Like next year, we very well could see James. Where did he finish?
He finished as RB7.
RB7. So the guy who finished as RB7 this year and looked good doing it. It didn't look fluky. He was getting the volume. He was performing. He could very well be drafted outside of the top 15 running backs next year. Like that's very much a possibility because he doesn't have the draft capital. You don't know if they're going to continue giving them that workload. There's going to be a new head coach. But if you believe in James Robinson talent, that could be a player you could get some value on next year, even though they performed this year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Myles Gaskin, I guess, would fall into that as well. Most of those like non-draft capital. Another one that comes to mind is OBJ. I know a lot of people are like fully out on him, but I think his value's taken a massive, massive hit, and there's uncertainty there, and he could be a value. Where you're drafting him, you're kind of getting. You're expecting that he's gonna be injured or not play well, but there's a chance that he doesn't.
Yeah, for sure. That uncertainty is definitely built in. Another one that comes to mind, wide receiver, is I do think you might be able to get value on Adam Thielen next year.
I like how you lowered your voice, like you're letting them in on a secret.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because you and I have both been like very don't draft Adam Thielen, and we've been wrong every single year. I think we talked about this on stream yesterday too.
Yeah, my ass is fully bit.
We've been wrong every year on Adam Thielen. And now that it looks like someone else is taking over as the one, like Justin Jefferson is probably the one. Adam Thielen's still gonna have a role in that offense, and he's probably not going to be drafted as a top 10 wide receiver next year. And he still finished as a top 10 wide receiver, right? Yeah, wide receiver number 10. He was drafted as wide receiver 9, finished as wide receiver 10. There's a very real chance he's still finishing as a top 10 wide receiver next year. I don't see him being drafted as a top 10 wide receiver. I think people are disappointed, and they're going to be hyped on Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I got one. You're not going to like it, though. Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Maybe.
You can't argue. He falls into that category of talented and facing uncertainty.
Well, I don't know how uncertain we are about his pass volume. I'm pretty certain about the pass volume in Baltimore.
Well, how can you be certain that that's going to be? You can't say just because it's how it's going to be.
Yeah, I hear you. I think at a certain point he becomes a value. I will be struggling probably. I need to dive into him more this year, watch some of the game tape, but
I think his value has fallen pretty heavily from this year to the point where people were, he was droppable at some point in redraft. So
yeah, I dropped him.
Yeah, I think that he could provide a ton of value if, assuming that uncertainty clears up. Of course, that's why it's uncertain, right? Is because it may not go that way.
Yeah. What's up, Kev? Bird up.
Bird up.
The worst show on TV.
Us or the Eric Andre show?
No, Bird up. That's what they say. They go, Bird up, the worst show on television.
Nice. NBA.
What's up, NBA? How are you doing?
What up?
You're just in time for Guess Who. You made it in.
Guess Who?
JL, I randomly decided by flipping my AirPods case.
Nothing.
Okay. You're going first. You get to ask questions first.
You get to ask questions.
So for people watching, even if you've seen us play Guess Who, you may not have seen us play head-to-head Guess Who. How this is going to work is JL and I both have a player in mind. Hopefully not the same one, but I guess it could be. That would be kind of funny if we were going back and forth trying to guess the same player. But how it's going to work is JL will start asking me yes or no questions first. If the answer is yes, he gets to keep asking questions. If the answer is no, then he has to try to guess who the player is based on the information he has. If he gets it wrong, it'll come to me. And then I ask him questions about his player. And we'll do this until one of us guesses the other person's player. If they guess the other person's player, the other person gets one more shot, a Hail Mary to just try to guess the other person's player and make it a tie for that round.
You missed our little variant we played on Friday with Josh and Tim, where you could only got to ask one question, and you didn't if you guessed a player, that counted as your question.
Okay.
And it was like bang bang. It was like we were just like running through the rounds, but it was really fun. It was much harder. Completely changed the strategy of the game.
Yeah. Because you can ask whatever you want. Yeah,
but you only get one question per turn, and then the other person gets to go. So Tim just started every single one by guessing a player.
NBA wants to know, do you guys post that awesome ADP versus season end rank? That's spectacular analysis. JL?
Yeah. So it's on my Twitter. You can get on there. If we get our blog back up, then we can post it back on there. But
for now, you should be able to find it on JL's Twitter.
Yeah, you can probably bookmark those tweets and go and check that out.
Yeah, he posted the wide receiver one today, and I think you linked to the running back one in a tweet under it as well.
Yep.
So if you find the wide receiver one, you'll be able to see the running back one as well on his Twitter.
I wonder if it's worth doing tight end and QB.
I think so. I would love to see the tight end one. There's going to be some outlier information, but I'm curious to see what happened with a lot of those middle round tight ends.
Yeah. And people have asked us before, because we did this same sort of analysis in the middle of the season, at that point in the season versus ADP. And someone asked it again today, whether we do like top 32 from ADP and see where they finished. And so you could kind of see Kenny Golladay was drafted as wide receiver 6 or whatever. And then, see where they fell. So it's kind of like the inverse. And so we'll probably post that as well.
Sounds good.
NBA asks, where do you guys find the ADP? Which site? I was using Fantasy Data.io for this. But there are a few. Fantasy Football Calculator. There's probably more that have ADP. But I was just using Fantasy Data. And for the finish, where they finish points wise, I was using Fantasy Pros. But you can pretty much find that anywhere.
Yeah, the numbers line up as long as the scoring settings are the same.
Yeah.
Might see some small variances. I know different sites do different things like fumbles lost, stuff like that. It'll affect it a little, especially for quarterbacks, but that's about it.
Yeah, if you can't find that NBA, just message me and I'll send you a link.
Rock on.
Rock on.
Okay, you ready, JL? I got my player. You got your player?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because I guess it does because we gotta go back.
Yeah, we're going at the same time. Open. We gotta do the banners.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you start question askings first.
Question number 1. Is this player standard flex player?
Yes.
Okay, standard flex. Good to know. Is this player a running back or wide receiver?
It just says flex on the screen. I didn't even put a
Flex.
number. Do it, JL. Flex for us.
Flex.
What did you ask?
Running back or wide receiver?
Yes.
Is this player? Was this player's team in the playoffs?
Your question, you said was?
Or, yeah, did this player's team make it to the playoffs?
Okay, I just want to clarify. Yes.
Okay. Is this player's team still in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me look up.
Come on, you can't name.
I can name most of them, but I just want to make sure I'm not goofing myself here. Is this player not a rookie?
Yes, he's not a rookie.
Not a rookie, still in the playoffs, running back or wide receiver. Is this player in the AFC?
Yes.
Oh, man, I'm getting there.
You guessed AFC, right?
I guess AFC, yep.
Okay, just making sure I heard you right. So a running back, a wide receiver, currently still in the playoffs, not a rookie, in the AFC.
All right.
What you got?
Okay, is this player a running back?
Yes.
Dang, I'm on a roll.
Also, guys, feel free to guess along in the chat. Since we're both having to guess people's players in between rounds, we'll go look. Throw you some credit if you get it right.
Okay.
You get props. We don't have any real prizes yet.
Props. Okay. Is this player?
I feel like the TV behind me looks like it's part of like my chair. Like it looks like I'm sitting on a large chair.
It really does. A giant backrest.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've narrowed it down to 4 teams. Is it running back?
Which 4 teams for the people listening?
Browns, Chiefs, Ravens, Bills. Is this does this player play for a team that doesn't have a blue uniform? Well, let me just say, is this player not on the Bills?
This player is not on the Bills.
Not on the Bills. All right, cool. Ravens, Browns, Chiefs. Okay, Ravens, Browns, Chiefs.
Dude, you are freaking killing this. This is awful.
Is this player in the AFC North?
Yes.
All right, Browns, Ravens. Running back on Browns or Ravens. Is this player on the Browns?
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm so scared. I want to shut you out so bad. All right, running back on the Browns. What can I ask next?
This is incredible. I hope you miss it. I hope you get all the way down here. You walk right up to home plate, then you trip on your shoelaces and you get out.
Does this player's last name have 1 syllable?
Yes.
How can I distinguish these 2 guys? Oh God. Okay. I think I know what to do here. Oh God, they're so close. Is this player's first name have 1 syllable?
Oh.
He's tilting.
Literally tilting. Just tilted my laptop.
I thought that you just like fell backwards.
No, my camera fell off my computer. Let me get back over here so you can. Let me get this reset up. What was your question?
Does this player's first name have one syllable?
Yes.
Is this Nick Chubb?
Yes.
Hey, shut up! Woo! That was fantastic. I don't think we've ever done that.
I didn't even get a chance. You just asked questions. What's your mug say?
It says a giant cup of I'm the fucking boss.
All of a sudden, I just like saw you casually pull that up, and there was a giant F-bomb on it.
That's true.
Let's see. So now I get one shot to guess a player. And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't get to ask any questions.
You don't get any questions.
Okay. Is this player?
If you get this, I will do some. I will water myself.
Okay.
Next stream.
Will you write it down so that I know there's no shenanigans going on?
I can't believe you don't trust me.
No, I'm afraid you're gonna say I got it for the stream. Like you're gonna let me win. I want to win, no shenanigans.
I would never do that. I'm way too competitive.
You're right.
All right, go ahead.
Is this player Robert Woods?
Bonk.
Dang it, who is it? Tim Patrick.
Tim Patrick.
Dang
I
it.
knew you weren't going to get that. There's no way.
That would've
That's
been-
what I'm saying. If you would have guessed him out of everyone, I would have lost it.
I thought you weren't gonna go Chubb. I thought it would be a little too obvious and you might, but then you narrowed it down so much right away that you could like literally just zone in on it.
I thought you would have went Kareem Hunt. That's what I was thinking when I got down to like AFC North. I was expecting you to go Hunt.
I knew you thought I was gonna go Hunt.
Some good guesses here. Chris Godwin, he said, "Oops, I guess way too early."
Oh wait, Chubb.
Yep,
Nailed
you got it. Nailed it.
Took a minute, but you got there.
Daniel Jefferson with Ingram, good guess. And probably narrowed it down to AFC North. Ingram would have been a good like throw off one. Simon could have tried to throw me
I
for.
was trying the reverse sneak. Know what I mean? Like the hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, no, I like it. CEH, good guess. Singletary, also good guess. Man, that feels good. That feels fantastic.
Whatever. Now I get to guess first. And watch, I'm gonna get the first freaking question wrong.
I'll lose it if you did.
I'm going to. Like, there's not a doubt in my mind that I'm gonna get this question wrong. Can you play this player in the standard flex spot?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so we got at least one. Sorry, I need to get the banner up as well.
Make sure you make two.
I got two.
You didn't need one last time.
No, I didn't need it last time. This is not loading for some reason.
Oh, we did another real person Guess Who game on Friday.
Yeah.
It's like a tiebreaker, and it was hilarious.
Who did it end up being?
It ended up being Ryan Reynolds as Josh picking, but man, we had everyone from Abe Lincoln to my dad to Nelson Mandela, as Josh said. Nelson Mandela. It's Nelson Mandela. I just reminded that because I saw the banners, and the banner I have for this is just alive, actor, older than 35, over 6 foot, not a stand-up comic, not fictional, in movie in last 3 years, not in Christopher Nolan movies.
Not a musician in Marvel movies.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's hilarious. NBA wants to know, JL, in your spreadsheet, what does position draft rank mean? I.e. Claypool is 98, ADP is 221. Good question.
Yeah, really good question. So position draft rank is where basically if you took all of the running backs throughout a draft, like and sorted them by their average draft position, what's that number? So forgetting real quick who.
Yeah, so ADP is like total where they were drafted. There were 220 players drafted ahead of Chase Claypool. The position draft rank means there were 97 wide receivers drafted before Claypool. He was the 98th wide receiver drafted and the 221st total player drafted.
Right.
So it's like just counting by position. So for running backs, if they were 57 running back, that means they were the 57th running back taken off the board.
Exactly, yeah. And then position season rank is like where they finished. So Alvin Kamara be RB1, but he was drafted as the 4th running back off the board.
Yep. Cool.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Do you ever watch that show?
No.
It's pretty funny.
Is that a show called Nailed It?
It's on Netflix. It's like a baking show, but none of the people are real chefs. They just get like normal people, and
That's
they put this thing in front of them, like this beautiful bakery like sculpture thing, and then they just tell them all to make it, and
Mhm.
you gotta do your best. It's
That's
pretty funny.
hilarious.
It's pretty funny. Um, I th- let's see. Okay, you ready, JL?
Yep, I'm ready.
I already asked my question.
And the answer was yes.
So they are a flex.
they
Is
flex.
this player
Did you break?
is this player in the AFC?
This player is in the AFC.
Oh, we're on a roll, Jail. It's coming now. Get ready for
Two
payback.
is a roll.
Yeah, I mean, one is half a roll. Maybe a bagel, a shitty bagel, but like a bagel you get from like Walmart, not like a bagel from like a real bagel place.
Those bag bagels you get at the grocery store.
I have a confession. I ate 5 bag bagels in the past 2 days.
Ew.
I was real hungry, man. Okay, so it's a flex player in the AFC. Is this player a running back or wide receiver?
Yes.
Sweet.
Now you're on a roll. Roll and a half.
Roll and a bagel. Okay, is this player on a team that missed the playoffs?
Boop bop beep. Let me do my research so that I don't give you any more information than you need, as Simon always says. Boop boop bop beep. Yes. They missed the
Okay.
playoffs.
On a team that missed the playoffs.
You have lots of rolls.
Running back or wide receiver in the AFC on a team that missed the playoffs. Okay, so that means they're, well, I guess, are they in the AFC East, South, or West?
AFC East, South, or West? Yes.
Okay, so it's not the Bungles.
The
That was pretty much just eliminating the Bungles.
And AFC North did well this year.
Yeah. 3 of the 4 teams made the playoffs. And then the only team that got out in the first round was the Steelers.
Fat dinks.
So we are in the AFC East, South, or West. Missed the playoffs. Let's look at what teams that could be then. So in the AFC East, we've got Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets.
Mm-hmm.
In the South, we've got the Texans and the Jaguars because the Colts and the Titans both made it. And in the West, we've got the Broncos, Raiders, and Chargers. So is this player in the AFC East or West?
Yes.
Okay. We're zooming in.
We're cooking.
AFC East or West. Okay. Now, what can I discern from this? We've got the AFC East, the AFC West. So it's the Dolphins, Patriots, Jets, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers. How many animals?
NBA rated. I see your questions in the chat. We will answer them as soon as this round is over. And
Is this?
Feel free to get everyone else. Feel free to guess in the chat. Remember,
is this player not on an animal team?
Not on an animal team. Yes.
Okay.
My God, are you about to do it to me? I'm gonna be so mad.
That would be incredible. Not on.
So mad.
This is so not like me. I usually ask one question and get it wrong. Yeah, I usually screw up everything. This is not like me. So not on an animal team, missed the playoffs, AFC East West, running back or wide receiver.
Running back or wide receiver.
So that leaves the Patriots, Jets, Raiders, and Chargers. There's 4 teams.
Remember that scene in The Office where Michael calls Andy in? He's like getting mad at him because he's talking like a baby the whole time.
Yeah.
Andy is sad. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Does this team have black in their logo?
Yes.
Oh, that was my first shot. That was my first real take a shot. Black in the logo. So we know this is the Raiders. Okay. Oh man. Now we're getting down to it. How can I shoot. Is this player a wide receiver?
Yes.
Okay.
I hate you. I hate you. Why are you eclipsing my moment? Why can't you just let me have one thing?
Okay. I feel like I know who it is, but I don't want to make assumptions. I'm going to try to narrow this down as well as possible first.
I hate you so much.
How can I narrow this down?
What's it going to be?
Was this season the first season on this? I've got to figure out how to ask this because it's not just rookie. Is this a new team for this player this year?
Boop, bop, beep. Let me just do a little research just in case I don't give away any information. Don't want you to have an advantage more than you already do because I'm probably going to get my next question wrong anyway. Boop, bop, beep, bop. Boop, bop, beep. Ask your question again.
Is this player on their team for the first year?
Yeah.
I'm asking that so weird. Like, is this the first year they're on the Raiders?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so there's now 3 people I believe could be, and it's not the person who I thought it was. And they've all got 2 syllables in their first name. Is this player a rookie?
No.
Is this player Nelson Aguilar?
You son of a gun! Bucket of poop.
Woo! Oh, that's incredible.
Nelson Aguilar.
We've literally never done that once, and now you and I just did it in back-to-back rounds.
I hate you. Oh, just wanted my one moment to shine.
I'm sorry. Do you forgive me?
You're not sorry. Shut up.
Well, you get to guess. You get to guess my player now for a chance to.
Joy. This is a position I don't envy.
Let's see.
I was so happy to make fun
I don't
of
have a pen around here.
okay.
I can type it on my phone if you want.
No, I trust you.
Okay.
Is this player T.Y. Hilton?
No, this player is Kiki Cutie.
Dang it. Close.
Yeah, you're in the right division.
Both men.
Close. Both men. Both wear blue sometimes.
Yep.
That's the end of the similarities.
2-syllable first names.
Kiki and TY. TY has to stand for something, right?
And 2-syllable last names. I don't think so. I think it's just thank you.
What's your name? Thank you, Hilton. That's where he was conceived, in a Hilton. So they named him Thank You, Hilton.
Weird history. Oh man.
Well, Dylan guessed Hunter Renfrow. That's who I thought it was the entire time. Like I thought it was Hunter Renfrow, so I was
start you off. You know what? I'm meant to give you props because the question that you asked, I thought you were going to ask, is this player a rookie? So you would have split between Hunter Renfrow and Aguilar, and you would have guessed Renfrow. But then the question that you asked, like, perfectly strategized it of like, is this?
Yeah. If the answer was no, then I was pretty sure it was Renfrow. If the answer was yes, I had a little bit more work to do.
Yeah, but you could have figured it out. So that was a good job.
Thank you. We're getting better at this game. I was zoning in on Hunter Renfrow until the very end. Mm-hmm. That's where I thought it was. Let's see. NBA had some questions for you.
Yeah.
The diff column equals ADP versus what?
So it's the 80. Well, it's the position draft rank minus the where they finish in the season, position season.
So if someone was drafted as the 10th running back and finished as the first running back, their diff would be 9. Yeah, sorry, it's the reverse. The position season rank minus the position draft rank. So yeah. So if you finish as the scroll up real quick on your. Yeah, don't tell me what to do. Scroll up, you big bitch. I can say that on TV. Yeah, position season rank minus
You just scrolled right back down.
Well, I accidentally deleted Chris Godwin and replaced him with an apostrophe.
Well, that's on brand for you. Yeah. So it's just where they finished. So basically, if you
Give me
draft,
Mike Evans or
yeah,
give me
what was the
death.
value there? I probably could have named these better.
Yeah, probably, but it gets the point across.
Originally, it was just for me. So
cool. I hope that cleared it up, NBA. What time is it? 1:51. Do we have time for one more? Yeah, we got time for one more, right?
Sure.
One more round.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And you will ask first.
I'm so mad at you. You suck.
That was incredible.
We're not best friends anymore.
Hey.
All right. We're still not best friends anymore.
Shit. Okay, I got my guy.
I also have my guy. I'm asking first. So, is this player standard flex?
Yes.
It's like the go-to one. I can't think of any better one to ask right off the bat. Is this player's team not currently still in the playoffs? How are you remaining perfectly still?
I think you lost.
Frozen?
No, I was frozen for a second. I think I lost Wi-Fi for like 1 second.
I thought you were actually just playing a prank on me, or just like super still playing. Oh man, I respect the fact that you went at the open mouth position.
So you're saying not currently in the playoffs, so that includes eliminated teams that did make it. I just want to verify, not that this player is on one of those teams. Just
is a player on a team that either missed or has been already eliminated?
Yes.
Cool. Is this player a running back or tight end?
Yes.
Running back or tight end? Okay. Is this player in the AFC? No, NFC. I almost switched it at the last second.
We had too much AFC going on.
That's fair. That's why I almost switched it, is because I thought you might have tried to pull a fast one on me. So running back or tight end in the NFC, who's on a team that's not still in the playoffs. Is this player Evan Ingram? No.
It is not Evan Ingram.
Sweet. You might go Hillgrove, whatever.
Hey, you remembered my high school?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I think we froze again. Nope, you're back. Yeah, we got a whole Hillgrove squad. I think it's me. Freezing. I keep seeing the internet logo go whoops, and then it comes right back.
Oh,
Yep. Okay. Is this player a quarterback?
No.
Damn it. I thought for sure I thought you were gonna be real tricky after all that. Like I thought you saying so I'm just gonna put flex. I thought you saying that that's the best first question, was you trying to like trick me into saying that as my first question.
That would have wrecked me if it had been a
shoot. Okay, so all I know is that it's not a quarterback. Is this player Golden Tate?
No.
Shoot.
We're going with all Giants?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, back to me.
I thought maybe you were like subliminal messaging that you picked a player on the Giants as well. Or subconsciously telegraphing that.
Subconsciously telegraphing. Okay, so NFC, not still in the playoffs. So that's Eagles, Cowboys, Washington football team, pretty much the NFC East. Falcons, Panthers, Rams. God. Yeah, Rams are still in it. Seahawks are out of it. Cardinals aren't in it. 49ers. So 3 out of 5. NFC West, NFC North. We got who's left? Just the Packers.
I barely know hers.
Terrible. Is this player in the NFC East, North, or West?
No.
Oh my god. NFC South. All right.
I was sitting there waiting for you to say the last one. I was like, please say West. Please say West. Please say West.
I said West. Okay. Running back or wide receiver on freaking NFC South. This game is so stupid. Is this player?
Hey, I guess this actually narrowed it down to 2 teams, right?
Yeah. That's why I did it.
Yeah.
Falcons, Panthers. NFC South. Falcons, Panthers. Is this player Hayden Hurst?
No. It's not Hayden Hurst. Okay. And back to me, all I know is that this player is not a quarterback. It's a flex player. Is this player not currently in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. So flex player, not still in playoffs. So that could be a team that was in but got eliminated, or a team that never made it. Does this player play for a team in the NFC?
Yes.
Okay. We got it now. We're cooking. Is this player a running back or wide receiver?
Yes.
Okay.
I hate how you say okay after everyone.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
So condescending.
Oh, all right. All right.
All right.
Is that better?
On our way.
Yep. And here we go. The next
You're
question.
gonna make a great dad one day. You got like the dad transitions down, the dad mannerisms.
Okay.
Oh, alrighty then.
Well, here we go. Everyone, buckle up. And away we go. Oh, no pee breaks. Sorry, I completely forgot what we were doing. We're playing Guess Who. It's a running back or wide receiver, not still in the playoffs, in the NFC. Is this player in the NFC?
That is not a So the answer is no, and you're wrong.
No, is this player in the NFC East or West?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. You're right. I do that a lot. Now I'm self-conscious, JL.
Good.
NFC East or West. Is this player a running back?
Yes. Freaking hate you.
This player is a running back, not still in the playoffs, in the NFC East or West. So which teams are that? In the NFC East, it's all of them. So it's 4 teams there. And in the NFC West, it's all but the Rams. So there's a lot of players it could be. Is this player on a team with a blue uniform?
Yes.
Okay, so that's either the Seahawks or the Eagles have blue?
Yeah,
right.
Eagles have blue? No.
No?
Potato.
Black, white, silver, charcoal, midnight green. Yeah, there's no blue in there. I guess it's just kind of green. So it's the Cowboys, Giants, or Seahawks. Is this player in the NFC East?
Yes.
Okay. I got to stop saying that. This is the worst day of my life that you pointed that out to me. So it's a running back, not still in the playoffs, in the NFC East. So that's kind of repetitive. Was this player drafted as a top 10 running back in 2020, according to the ADP you used for your chart?
Ask that again.
Was this basically according to like ADP? So the ADP data that you used, was this player drafted as a top 10 running back?
Beep, bop, boop. Check. Boop, bop, beep, bop, boop, bop. Boop, bop, beep. The answer is. Ask it again.
Was this player drafted as a top 10 running back?
No.
In PP? No. Okay. No.
Aha! Redemption.
Hey.
Hey.
Not drafted as top 10 RB. So there's a couple people that are coming to mind here.
Who's gonna be Bucko?
There's really three guys that are coming to mind. One that I think if you pick them, you're a maniac. If this is Alfred Morris, I'm going to kill you. That's not my guess. I'm just going to be really upset if that's who you picked. I'm trying to go. I think maybe last time you were trying to misdirect me with the Clemson guy, and this time because you misdirected me with the Clemson guy, you actually picked the Clemson guy. I think the player you picked is Wayne Gallman.
I think you're wrong. Bonk.
Damn it. Okay, now I know who it is. I just got to survive. At least I'm pretty sure I know who it is.
You are wrong. Wow. I didn't think I was going to get another opportunity. All right. So what are my clues again, Simon?
RB tight end, not still in the playoffs, NFC South.
Okay. Is this a running back?
Yes.
See, I've been looking at the wrong position this whole time. Okay. Running back, NFC South, not still in the playoffs. So basically on the Panthers or Falcons. How can I separate? Does this player's last name?
Oh God.
Hold on. I need a second here. Does this player's full name have an A in it?
Anywhere in their first or last name?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so that leaves us.
Actually, that was a pretty freaking good question.
That leaves us. I mean, you're not going to ask Quadri Olison, so it leaves us, or you're not going to pick him. So, Brian Hill, Mike Davis, or Christian McCaffrey.
Oh wait, no, name has A. I typed that wrong.
Has an A in it.
So at least one.
Was this player drafted outside of the top 5 at his position in PPR? Yeah, ADP or whatever. You can use the same chart.
In 2020?
Yeah.
Can you repeat the question?
Was this player drafted outside of the top 5 in PPR according to Fantasy Data ADP?
Sorry, I'm doing some research. Click. No.
No, so they did.
Yeah.
Is it Christian McCaffrey?
It's Christian McCaffrey.
Yes!
It's Christian McCaffrey. You got it. But I get one more guess.
You do.
Is it Tony Pollard?
Shoot!
Boom!
No! I celebrated too early.
Jail. We finish in a tie.
No. I hate you with all of my being. This is the worst day of my life.
That was a pretty interesting game from beginning. Like you swept around, like completely. I didn't get to ask a single question. Then I swept around completely. And then in this round, you come in with the victory, and I swoop in for the tie.
Both times, you just completely teased me. I hate you.
Let's see some of these guesses. Ito Smith. That was close. In the right.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Dylan got Pollard before I did, it looks like.
Yep. Yeah. Pollard is a good one.
And then Swamp grabbing CMC. Zoomed in on the right team pretty soon. It looks like he grabbed Mike Davis and then nailed it with CMC.
Oh, God.
You know what? That was one of the more entertaining games of Guess Who that I've played. That one was all over the place. Yeah, for us. I don't know if you guys had fun, but I liked playing that. Yeah. So, guys, we've played games like this before. Guess Who many times. We have a bunch of other games you've never watched before. Please go subscribe to us on YouTube and Twitch. We are Front Yard Fantasy. You'll get notifications whenever we go live, so you never miss it again. Every day, 3 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday.
Yep.
Cool.
And you can join our Discord as well. I'll post a link in the chat right now.
Beat me to it. Yep. And anytime we do a mock draft or something like that, we'll post it in the Discord first. You'll have first dibs at claiming a spot there. And if you've got any questions for us, things you want to talk about, you can throw it in the Discord as well. We're always available there.
Yep.
Yeah, Swamp. Swamp says, LOL, Simon wasn't here for the Ryan Reynolds Guess Who. Yeah, Jail was just telling me about that. I'm sad I missed it.
That was a really entertaining one.
Good
guess, Tim. Good guess.
Is it? Oh, of course that was Tim guessing that. That's right. That's on brand. Okay, unless you've got anything else, JL. I think. Oh wait, Josh just sent me a text. Oh, he wanted me to say trading makes fantasy fun. He sent it in Swedish. I went ahead and translated it, but
Google Translate.
JL, say trading makes fantasy fun in Swedish right now. Thank you. Yeah, I figured your Swedish would come in handy. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.
See y'all tomorrow.